Hello and welcome. Long time no see. This is the Abusecartoons Livestream. So the drawing is continued, but the streaming took a little break. So good to be back and hope everyone is doing well. Let's see if we can still do this. All right. Everything seems to be going okay. There we go. It's March already. Yeah, got us out of the the miserable part of February without having to watch me mope on a webcam. So that's lucky. Yeah, it's always a pretty brutal part of the year. Just terrified it's going to rain and then freeze because that pretty much traps us up here. At least for, cars. Because unless we're going to get some chains or something for that little car, there's no way to get those hills. There we go. All right. So, yeah, I paused some downloads here that were looking a little too much. Yeah, so hopefully my bandwidth, if there's any lag or anything in the video, yell at me in the chat because there's some download I'm trying to finish that may take forever. All right. But yeah, nothing much has changed. If things are finishing up, like school-wise, it's super opposite world here. So school is finishing up, and it's going to start again in April. So all the final exams and everything have happened. Oh, I like that. Yeah, let's stick with something like that. All right. So hopefully everything is okay. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I can't tell. I'm looking at my live thing, and that looks reasonable, but you never know. Oh, it's one thing. Let's not do that. Yeah, something like that. Gazing into a puddle. Yeah, I think it's okay. I don't know. Yeah, and I'm sure being offline for a little while, YouTube forgot about me, so I'm probably, no one's getting any notifications or anything. But we'll be fine. We'll just draw our cartoons. Let's see. Yeah, so this month is very strange weather-wise here because the temperature doesn't slowly. It's not a rainy season that happens in June. So it's not spring showers. It's this weird, and it's not leading to April and a lot of rain. It's leading to, although there is rain, it leads to the weird 3 days of freezing cold, 3 days of summer temperatures. So it's kind of 3 up and 3 down is how they call it. And it leads to you carrying around a down jacket and sweating, or you wearing a light spring jacket and freezing your ass off because it's gone down to single digits again. So that's wonderful. And then this is the time where the cherry blossoms decide what they're going to do. If it's warm, they come out a bit early. So that always makes it pretty miserable if you're trying to time it. You have to literally take at least 2 weeks, or maybe a little bit more than that, if you want to catch peak cherry blossoms in Japan. Well, let's do a more whipped cream looking thing here. Yeah, because they vary. Within a week, So you can get here and totally miss it and just see green leaves, or you can get here and just see a bunch of little buds not doing much of anything that just start as you're just start to bloom as you're getting on your plane. So it's a bit tricky, you know, because you got to buy international tickets to get a decent price so far ahead that you can't really call it. I guess you can probably do some kind of maneuvering once you have the tickets, if you're clever about it, you can move the date. Although having to do that once for my daughter when she was here was brutal. Yeah, she had to go back early. There was some university thing where they would not let her do some kind of review or exam or something late. It had to happen like right as school started, and she was here, and we had to move her day to week, and it was like just paying for, just like throwing away a ticket and buying a whole new one. It was, the price was brutal. All right. Yeah, it's funny because it's gotten worse and worse. She handles it. She's, you know, an adult now, so she handles, she can handle that herself. But right before right when I was still doing it, lots of, you know, things were changing, and they were, you know, adding on fees for everything. Like picking a seat ahead of time and stuff. Not just being assigned was a fee. It was crazy how much they were trying to make off of nothing. Maybe a little bit wider would look better. Yeah. All right, and yeah, maybe like a knife, like one of those spreading kind of spatula things. Almost had it. Yeah, so I can only imagine post-COVID how much worse all of that has gotten. Oh boy. Yeah, so looks like my download failed. So I hope this stream isn't failing. Let me do... Oh, it may be. Yeah, it may be lagging. Let me check on my phone. Great. First time back, and what a mess. Let's see here. Lagging. Let me check on no. I'm hearing myself. I'm doubling. Yeah, so it's just... For some reason, the YouTube page isn't... Or I'm just so still all the time. It looks like I'm frozen. I guess when I'm drawing, yeah, I don't move too much. I have to be a more dynamic cartoonist. Big flourishes every time I make a line. Wow, I think we got it. I think both of these are gonna do it. Let's resize this a bit. So we'll have lots of time to eat snacks and catch up with everybody. Not wasting our time doing all this silly cartooning. There we go. All right. Nope. Maybe a little bit lighter. Oh, I know something funny. I wanted to watch the Shane Gillis appearance on Saturday Night Live, and they YouTube stopped geo-blocking it for Japan. So I think that means nobody wants to watch it. Because for a while, Japanese Hulu was broadcasting it the next day with Japanese subtitles. I don't know who had that job, but I don't envy that. Subtitling SNL. Yeah, but somebody was doing that. And so it was nice. It was nice to have that option for a while because Hulu's pretty cheap here. There's actually not much on Hulu, and they rotate out pretty heavily. So it's just old Japanese TV dramas that kind of stick around, and otherwise things go away pretty fast. But that was pretty incredible. But it was a really, I think the quality of the show basically made Japanese people say, "Why is this funny?" Because I think its reputation, it might be held up as an example of haha funny American comedy. And come on, I'm still picking a color, and it and I think due to the production schedule and everything, it doesn't come across like that. Like a blue line or something. Something is kind of plain. Actually, let's do like a light blue inside the white. How about that? Is that exciting? Oh, yes, it is. I guess there's a cap somewhere. Okay. And then try this. Yeah, so they stopped region blocking it, geo-blocking it, whatever, on YouTube, so I can watch all the clips because they upload the clips, and maybe they just gave up. Like they'd rather have the views on that YouTube account than try to convince Japanese people that it's actually a funny show because they're not going to do it. The comedy is just too different, I think. There's not enough physical comedy, and there's so much real inside baseball about like what trends in America and stuff that it's just not very funny outside of the U.S. But a lot of Japanese comedy is the same way. Yeah, but that was cool to see. And he was so much better in Gillian Keeves than on SNL. I think that whole how they do it. Oops, the crush, like a week production schedule and stuff, means the quality's not going to be there. You just get an occasional like, There's just not much good. But the crazy thing is I can't imagine being production staff, like prop and makeup and everything, because they have huge budgets for that, obviously. And they got to crank that stuff out so fast. Oh, we need a, Joe Biden skull cap for a 2.5-minute bit, and someone's got to make that happen. All right. Actually, I don't think you need to make the cake look so... Well, maybe we should, yeah, because without it being porous looking, it might be mistaken for something else. I don't know what, a hat box? All right. And then maybe some highlights. But yeah, the cast is really young. I don't recognize anybody except for Keenan, the eternal cast member. He's the who was the other one that was on forever? I can't think of his name, but yeah, one of those people that's just a standard. They've really stopped. That was the thing that was, I'm glad it's kind of over. I'm sure it made money for them, but they, trying to do a character, like get a character that will, that had, recurring bits on the show, recurring skits on the show, and, but had some catchphrase or something that they then tried to kind of roll into a feature film. Ugh. But I guess it's just that the climate too, like the comedy movies don't exist anymore, so that's why they're not doing it. That's why they're not trying to make money doing it. But yeah, I really hated that era where the It's Pat and every stupid sketch that got a little bit of heat got a movie. Jeez. And then they even went back and did some, like there was a Coneheads movie. If anybody remember, with the actual cast, I guess that was like, that was still like early 90s or something, but that was a 70s. A 70s bit, right? Yikes. Don't know if the comedy really works the same. And that was the thing that changed too, is that early years of SNL, it had that shabby, things were kind of crappy and dingy, and yeah, because it was shot on old 70s video and stuff. But it had that aesthetic, that you could tell that they just put a cigarette out before they went on stage, or actually they were even smoking on camera, I think, still back then. But yeah, the production values are way too high now. I don't know why they want to maintain that. All right, so what is this? What is he looking at here? Well, let's at least fill him in. And yeah, I don't think I'll do a reflection or anything. Oh, I got a message from Joe. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was off 2 weeks, Joe. Sorry I missed you. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, the schedule has been unpredictable. I may have killed any recurring audience, because once you can't... what am I doing here? Once you can't find somebody, or once you stop getting those notifications, out of sight, out of mind. Let's see. Or like a blue. Let's do like a purple, like a more royal blue. Yeah, like that. Just for now. Yeah. It's been just really tough this exam week, because last week was exam week, and before that, we did the kind of for the game channel to get the group recording and stuff. So yeah, it's been tricky trying to get on. Okay, so what is this a puddle of? Mud puddle or chocolate milk or... a little bit lighter. There we go. Oh, I don't know. Don't want it to be too disgusting. Something that was spilled, so red or pink is going to be too gory looking. Yeah, a mud puddle joke. I don't know if there's anything really. A milk carton next to a mud puddle. Should it just be water? I think it might have to be. I think there's nothing. There's nothing for the... So let's make this red. Oh, maybe brighter red. That dark red looks kind of menacing. Let's just do a big bright red. There we go. And then make this super light blue that we can then play around with. There we go. Yeah, let me think about it. Whew. There we go. All right. Hanging off the corner of the stream here. I don't know about my camera angle. I think it kind of sucks, but well. I guess I'll do like this to keep it looking white or frozen. All right. Let's see how this looks. There we go. That should work. And so should I do a reflection in the puddle? Let me see here. So if I turn off the back and I do one of these, everything. And then just do a puddle mask. Come on. What's going on here? Oh, that's right. I'm confusing myself. There we go. What? I'm trying to move this. There we go. Okay, so I just want to flip it, or I forget the best way to make a believable reflection. I just want to mirror it, I think. Let's try to flip it horizontally and see where we get. Oh, so it's now here. I have to erase the puddle, I think. All right. Where is it? There it is. So, what am I looking at here? Like this, right? Something like this. I'll fade it out too, so it, let's get, whoops. Make sure we're on the mask layer, get rid of this. And I think that works. So bring everything back. And I think that's okay. We'll see. Nice. Hey, Kane, how's it going? Where are you coming in from? Oh, YouTube. All right. Sorry about your leg, Kane. Okay, yeah, we'll do it just below the where you would see eyes. Yeah, short little frown like that. Works. All right. Kind of center this a little bit more, I guess. Oh, no, 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 it's all wrong. I gotta lock this back. Yay. All right. So is it actually working? What's going on with the stream? I guess it's working. I don't see, yeah, the restream is not showing me anything. It's very bizarre. They don't update, like it's really delayed when it's going through that. There we go. Well, we got some cartoons out of it. Good deal all around. Yeah, at this rate, I should just draw a whole month ahead of time. Yeah, everything's really delayed on the YouTube. I hope the stream quality is okay. It says healthy. I don't know if I believe it, but that's what it says. I'm going a little bit too hot for Twitch, so maybe Twitch sucks. But Twitch always sucks for me. Yeah, it says the bitrate. It's high. But it says the bitrate's okay. I don't know. Yeah, I was worried. I was downloading these big video files. But yeah, my phone says I'm current at least. All right. So, well, let's switch to some comments. Enough of this drawing stuff. We can switch to the comment portion of the stream. Let's catch up and see where we are. I think we left off in August. Let me double check my notes. August 2018. Let's see. Let's see how things were 6 years ago. All right. So 2018 August. And what was that? I guess the second, right? Wow. Okay, I thought I was doing good at like 20 years. Drabble, the strip on Go Comics, is 45. Wow. And I think I actually started late with, I've been doing it for a while, like 2002. So I think I'm actually, my Go Comics anniversary wouldn't be until 28. Yay. All right. But let's catch up with the comments here. So this is August 2nd, 2018. So the certainty of a software update made them already yearn for their current state. Yeah. Will come shipped in the box. Yeah, that's changed so much already too with the what's in a box, especially for games, isn't even functional most of the time. All right, August 7th. He understood the glass of water, but not the bedside cheese. Bedside cheese, wait for it. All right. August 9th. A radio playing aloud was no longer welcome in this new world of deeply private experiences. Oh, yeah. VR goggles and screens and everything next to one enjoying rap at a stoplight. Oh, no. Yeah, the audience book. Have and will survive every era, 600 years and still going. Yay. book is doing it. All right, August 14th, 2018. Coffee from a vending machine was not what they expected. Oh, already been there. Yeah, this is like the standard cafe au lait looking can from a Japanese vending machine. So in the winter, or I guess in the fall, the vending machines turn to a hot section and a cold section, so you can get soup and coffee and like milk tea and stuff out of the hot. And it's best. It doesn't taste very great. It's like it's pretty low quality. But your hands can stay warm. You can hold the can and keep your hands warm. Dual purpose. August 16th, 2018. Yeah, I'm definitely well in Japan and am just drawing Japanese things. Nobody's going to know what any of this stuff is supposed to be. All right. They couldn't help but feel a foreign influence in the cup of noodles. Right. So, yeah, that was a funny thing. I think I probably read this about that time. I probably did a cup noodle for the convenience store segment. Okay. Well, I don't think... I don't know. There's a nice pause. Okay, let's pick up from where we left off. I have no idea. My internet just died, but I'm back. I don't know if it didn't make a new stream or anything, I don't think. So anyhow, yes. So, yeah, they couldn't help but feel a foreign influence in the cup of noodles. Because it was in fact an American designer that said, yeah, it makes more sense for us because we're going to eat it with a plastic fork. We're not going to use chopsticks. We don't want to balance a big styrofoam or plastic bowl on our lap because a lot of time we're eating in some place where we can't set it down. So Japanese, I think for the most part, will have like a cleaned off desk and they'll set the bowl and eat off of that. And still a lot of different kinds of we know the not branded cup noodle, but the other kinds of instant noodles, and especially yakisoba and stuff is in a tray or a kind of a shallow bowl still, because you have to mix it more. You kind of coat it, the sauce and everything. So yeah, that's why they do that. But yeah, I was really surprised that was a Western invention and just to get into the Western market. But then it came back to Japan as well because they saw the benefit of it. So seeing people like holding disposable chopsticks and a cup of noodles looks very Japanese, but actually that's a weird international collaboration. I was very surprised. All right. Oh, more cup noodle jokes. August 21st. One tiny packet could mean the difference between a good lunch and a flavorless disaster. Yeah, there was a coworker that did so. There's a the kind of yakisoba or something, mostly yakisoba. So it's kind of like imitating a fried noodle type thing, but you have to put water on the noodles, and but the bowl, and you tear off the top of the bowl, all these little plastic packets in it, and you put take those out, and you put water in the noodles, and you let that sit for a while, and then you leave it closed, but you tear off a little sieve, kind of like there's some just a small opening in the corner where it will keep the noodles in and pour the water out. So then you drain the noodles, so you have soft, cooked noodles or like rehydrated noodles. And then there's a sauce you put on, and you stir everything around. And then there's toppings. There's mayonnaise and, fish flakes and seaweed and everything. But the coworker got something and put the sauce in first in the noodles, thinking it was like a soup base. Because a lot of times with the cup noodles, maybe there's like a thing to, supplement the flavor, which is what my tiny packet joke is. But that's not true with this style. So she put the sauce in there with the hot water, then drained it all away, and then had barely flavored cooked noodles, and then just a bunch of things to sprinkle on top. So it was a very, very tasteless, awkward lunch. But yeah, it's so funny. And they always have step-by-step elaborate instructions. It's so funny that. Yeah, they make it such a process. I forget what it was. Yeah, there was something that I was really surprised how complicated it was. Something like it was like a microwave thing, and it was like you heat up something and then you take something out and you put something in and then you heat that up and then you put everything back in and then heat it up again. It was like, why not just cook? This is becoming a procedure. All right, August 23rd. They hoped that finally they could be recycled into something someone actually wanted to keep. Oh, no. Yeah, that's the heartbreaking, that's a heartbreaking thing here, seeing stacks of books, people putting out books in the trash. It's very heartbreaking. K5, hello. Nice. Phobo noodle bowls at Walmart. No way. Oh, nice. Yeah, if they're like instant like Vietnamese noodles, that's awesome. Yeah, I haven't tried. It's because they don't import. Japan is no competition. They don't import anything that may compete with a domestic brand or company. Good to see you, K5. So I haven't been able to try like Korean instant noodles or Vietnamese or Thai, like any of the variations that have. I'll have to get back to the U.S. and get to like the Asian supermarket or whatever. But that's interesting. That Walmart chooses to stock, because we even found it was really, really bad, but we even found tofu at Walmart when we were living in Illinois. That was bizarre, but it was basically tofu you could just use to scrub your bathtub with. It was so coarse and dry and flavorless. It was really not, at least for the Japanese taste, it wasn't usable in any way. All right, August 28th. He would have been less anxious without a 30-day return policy hanging over him. I don't know, what is this supposed to be, like a little electronics in a clamshell or something? 30 days. August 30th. The bookmark was terrified when he realized that any slip of paper was equally qualified to do his job. Yes, anything. I usually am putting like receipts and stuff in a book. I had a bookmark that looked like a real $100 bill. Lady sitting near me thought I was showing off. Yeah, I light my cigarettes with them too. Nice. Like the fancy bag clip. Like a fancy bag clip terrified by this simple or much cheaper office clip. Yes, that's very true, Aunt Man. I can get several bookmarks out of one drugstore receipt. Yeah, right. That was the CVS long receipts. They still do that? That's horrible. That's torture. That was the first time I noticed that was like maybe 2008 or something. And yeah, that was ridiculous. You have your club card, no, and then you get this ridiculous receipt with all this promotion and stuff on it. It's a good chance to advertise. Oh, and I'm already making tofu jokes. Okay, we'll do August, September, October. So September 4th, 2018, tofu was often criticized for his reliance on the shape of his container. Yes. Yeah, it's funny, they have tofu in all kinds of packages here. Little like folded bamboo boxes in a plastic bag, and then of course the plastic tray with the cling film on it. Yeah, hope everything is going okay with this stream. My internet seems to still be there. Doesn't look like the quality's great. Oh, nice. Oh, thanks, K5. Yeah. Sorry, I've been off for a couple of weeks just because of the scheduling. I've been doing the cartoons. But just haven't been able to make it for a midweek stream. Like I committed because when we do the game stream on Fridays here, Thursday nights there, it's Chris's lunch, so it's a good time to, it's good to commit to that. So I never let anything interfere with that. But yeah, this stream is hard because I made it too flexible. I think if I firmed it up and said I do it every Thursday at 1 and don't break that, then I could schedule things around it. But yeah, it made it too flexible, and kind of when people need somebody to drive and all that stuff, I'm moving my stuff around. Come on. I don't know if my internet's going to make it. There we go. September 6th. Boy, I just keep drawing these like little scattered piles of stuff. I think what it was is I'm probably drawing a bunch of little things on the live stream and then seeing if there's some commonality. These are definitely live stream cartoons. They were the scattered refuse of a weekend business trip. All right. Nothing too relatable. September 13th. Oh, September 11th. Oh, September 11th. They all represented being part of this disjointed breakfast. Still trying to make that part of this. This is so just sad. Please find some tea and cereal for them. Maybe some milk. All right. Part of this disjointed breakfast. September 13th. This table seemed to be lacking any of the milk and sugar he so desperately needed. It's black coffee. September 18th. He sought out the plastic wrap in order to be granted the esteemed title of leftover. Nice. I guess it's better than being digested. All right. September 20th. He felt that the plastic bag left little to the imagination. You could see what was in it. I guess it's a clear plastic bag. September 25th. Both of them had an important role in toilet training. Why the book? Oh, it is a book. Why not? No, it's a newspaper. Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't make it clear enough that it's a newspaper. I think it's a newspaper. This guy sucks. Yes, puppies. Great. Yes, yes. Ah, now I get it. Thank you. Sometimes he's yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is a good quote. Yeah, sometimes he's a bit ambiguous. That's just how he is. Ambiguous Cartoons. I'll change the name. Ambiguous Cartoons. Can I just... Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. All right. A bit ambiguous. Yeah, or the drawings just aren't very accurate. Okay, September 27th. They all hoped that the thought would disproportionately count. Or matter, I guess. Matter is probably better. The thought. It's the thought that matters, so the thought. Yeah. Matters is the cliche. Good, good. Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't interrupted. Yeah, my internet died, so I'm surprised it didn't kill the stream. I guess I had cached enough that by the time I got it back on, it didn't do anything. October 2nd, 2018. Every year they were challenged to express... to express spooky in a new way. Yeah, that was that kind of came from when I was doing the gallery. I would do Halloween goods and illustrations every year, so I kind of come up with some characters or something to print a bunch of goods. And so I always felt the pressure. Like September, I'm like, oh, okay, now I got to start thinking funny, cute Halloween stuff. But the designers for all the Japanese department stores and stuff always kicked my ass. So there's much cuter, much funnier stuff out there. But it was fun. I enjoyed Trump reference. All right. October. Oh, that's right, because we're mid-Trump in 2018. Yeah, we're mid-Trump. Oof. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to be next year. Okay, October 4th. They were completely and unashamedly materialistic because they're building materials. Oh, I already liked that. Clearly a match made in a hardware store. October 9th. A dozen donuts seemed excessive, while half a dozen was just not enough. Yeah, they don't have the... they have Krispy Kreme here in Japan, but they don't have the dozen donut box. They only have the 6 donuts, but they never go to waste. I should order 8 and be done with it. Nice. Waste. Nice. Oh, the puns are flowing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Halloween joke. Roasting pumpkin seeds was never as simple as it sounded. Boom. The only good way to roast pumpkin seeds is to have Rodney Dangerfield as the MC. I was already liking that. Nice. And, oh, wow, we're already well into Halloween jokes. October 16th. This year's pumpkin carving had a very experimental tone. Okay, we're already there. Pizza. A pizza cutter. Oh, yeah, this right away. They freaked out about the mask. October 18th, 2018. There was nothing very funny about rubber masks aside from their smell. They smelled funny. Oh yeah, as soon as I think that did anything that even suggested Trump, people start going out. Oh no, it's a argument. Wow. Yeah, if you want engagement. Everyone's got their Trump opinions. I'm not getting involved. October 23rd. Yeah, I'm a, what is that? The observer thing? Oh, ew, pumpkin cats. All right. Dark rituals most likely created and sometimes required pumpkin beer. Oh, yeah, the joke was supposed to be the seeds and the beer. People are going to defend pumpkin beer. Oh, interesting. Pumpkin spice has the smell of sulfur. Ew, that's just wrong. Now you're telling me that someone put squash in beer. Gack. Yeah, there's pumpkin flavored beers, right? I've never had one, but I've heard them talked about. Hey, pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns. Smashing pumpkins had been replaced by simply shaming them. Bum, bum, bum. 30th. Ooh, we're still doing Halloween. The entire concept of candy corn had now become even more confusing. Candy corn on the cob? There go my teeth. And November 1st, we'll stop here. So yeah, the day after Halloween, 75% off everything. They had suspected that this whole Halloween thing had been too good to last. I remember once, about 30, 40 years ago, we were up in Chilliwack, BC, and there was a huge billboard up on high above the town saying 20% off of everything in the entire world. Never did find out what that was all about. 20% off everything in the entire world. Nice. Well, we'll come back to November 1st. All right. Only one comment of a bit ambiguous. All right. Nice. Ba-boom. Yeah, all the windows are lagging strangely. I can't see. I've got my phone open, so I can see like currently what's going out. Yeah, I know. K5. Yeah, this is terrifying. The situation we're in. Nobody to even. I wonder if because this is the second year of the. Have we? I don't think we've had that before. Maybe, but the second year of an identical matchup. If it ends up being Trump Biden, have we ever had that again? I think the voting numbers are going to be nothing. Like people are just going to be so discouraged. I mean, can you really get fired up to do that all over again? Ugh. Yeah, I think a lot of the swing voters, people in the middle, are just going to be like, why, what, who cares? Yeah, I think we're going to have. That's going to be a distinct feeling that people feel to have the exact same ballot. 4 years later, that's weird. Have we ever had that? Because it's possible because didn't Walter Mondale run? He always got brought out. I don't think he was ever chosen as the candidate, but he was always running in primaries. There's people that have been in multiple primaries for the different parties. This is all American election talk. May not be very interesting to people outside of the U.S. Yeah, I wonder. The exact same ticket twice in a row. That doesn't even seem possible. And they were already old on they were old last time. So they're really old this time. Why? Why? This is just punishment for the U.S., though. You get what you deserve. These crappy candidates. All right. see. Yeah, nothing is. There we go. Oh, K5, your dad likes Trump. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sucks. Yeah. Yeah, he's a. If the U.S. was a game show, then he'd be a great host. But I don't think as a leader of the free. That's the term, the leader of the free world. So my dad never talked to me about politics when I was a kid, and now he tries to push it on me, and I could care less. Oh yeah, that's interesting. K5. Yeah, my dad complained about his dad, my grandfather, getting really political as he got older. He lived into his 90s, and I guess, like, you know, in the retirement communities, like the apartments and stuff, I mean, just Fox News was on every television. And maybe that was like a thing, like once you were over a certain age, they just fixed your cable box or whatever to some Fox News channel. But yeah, my dad said that he got really weirdly conservative because he was always kind of, you know, kind of maybe centrist, like had conservative ideas about like drugs and, you know, I'm sure like a lot of social issues, but not extreme. Like my maternal grandfather was pretty extreme Republican, but my father's father was more working class. So yeah, it's very funny. But yeah, at the end he got all. But I think it's just also, especially the older generation now, can't handle what television is doing. Television used to be, even though they called it called it a hot medium, Marshall McLuhan. It used to be pretty cold. It used to be you weren't that involved in it. It was background noise. It was things going on. Like I remember, like, you know, the TV on, what people read the newspaper and stuff like that. And we even see that with the second screen stuff. People are on their phones. Well, TV is on, but I guess for TV to try to command some more attention, it's gotten really, what is it? Agitating. Well, I'm not thinking of the right word, but it's gotten really. It tries to get your blood boiling about some certain point, like, you know, express some horrible, you know, inequity or some horrible, you know, unjust thing that's happening to get you as upset as possible about things. So it's really tried to engage, because there's not it used to be like, you know, debate and political discourse, and people just kind of go back and forth, and now people just yell over each other, and it's just personal insults, and, you know, people try to make their personality, establish themselves as some kind of you know, personality in whatever kind of panel show or whatever. It's really annoying. So I think it's, what is the word? It's just antagonizing. Yeah, that's not the right word, but it's gotten more just trying to make people upset. And for older people who are already, you know, easily upset because they're frustrated with their memory, they're frustrated with their body not working the way they did, they're always in pain. That is a really bad combination, I think. So crazy. Hey, Matt, how's it going? Yeah, good to see K5. Yeah, but so it's weird. Oh, so Matt, yeah, since you popped in, is this the first time America has had 2 consecutive presidential elections with the exact same ticket? If it does happen, like, we haven't gotten to the conventions yet, but if it's Biden and Trump again, is that the first time that's happened? I don't remember like that ever being a thing, because this is very rare, because we had a one-term president that then you tried again. Usually, if you're a one-term president, you're like, all right, I get it, moving on. But not old vendetta Trump. So we are having a one-term president try to do it again, try to recover. But yeah, that feels really really strange and unique situation. Yeah. Oh yeah, your history teacher wife. Well, no, yes, I'm sure there could have been, because especially like early American presidents, there's all kinds of nonsense happening there too. And that was like, we forget about that. We say like, yeah, how disgusting American politics is and the little dirty tricks that they play, but they literally, like, it was literally called mudslinging because people threw mud at you. like the presidential or the political discourse before television and radios and everything. We used to be much, much nastier, physically dangerous. But yeah, it's very, and so what I was saying before is I can't imagine that the turnout is going to be super low, because who gives a damn? You're going to give us the same two choices again? Yeah, it seems a bit silly. All right. Oh, so yeah, we're back to it, right? Yes. I don't even know. Am I still on the air? Am I still live? What am I doing? Oh, that's right. We got to write these jokes now. Yikes. All right. Oh. So it was a spill joke or something? Yeah, I think the political tides and stuff changed fast enough that nobody ever had that. Nobody could ever command that kind of attention. I think we have the first, political attention whore in American history that's able to keep people even caring about what they have to say. All right, what's this about here? Boom. Okay. All right, so quiet contemplation, a puddle, a spill. Being emptied? The spill, maybe not necessarily a spill, just a puddle. Spill made him no, being emptied. Yeah, reflection. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, because I took the time to try to make that kind of a reflection that worked. Yeah, so some sort of like, I don't know, pint-sized contemplation. Those are half pints, though, right? What is it? I don't even remember anymore. I'm all milliliters now, baby. I think we just had half pints. Little House on the Prairie style. So half is 8 fluid ounces, 1 cup. Yeah, there were tiny milk cartons. That's why you'd sometimes get 2. Oh, yeah, so a pint is 500. Yeah, so that's like more than a can. Yeah, like a can of standard aluminum can. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because a pint, beer. That's right. So those were half pint. Milk cartons are half pints always. Of course they're not. That'd be a lot of heavy whipping cream, wouldn't it? Yeah, I just couldn't get those numbers back in my head. Yeah. Yeah, because I made it just water, because any color that I gave it like pushed it into some kind of disgusting like puke or mud or blood or whatever. So I didn't color the puddle. I just made it kind of watery. So how about like a A whole, not whole, whole pint of feelings in a half pint carton. Something like that, like a too big to fit in his container. Is half pint hyphenated? Nope. Half a pint. Half pint. Nope. No hyphens. He was a whole pint of feelings in a half pint carton. In a little, in a tiny. Or he was a whole quart. Yeah, maybe quart would be funnier. Pint looks weird. Like the more I look at pint, it's like, that's not a word, is it? A quart. So a quart is 2 pints, right? I don't remember any of this stuff. Obviously, anything I do now is all milligrams and milliliters. Yeah, 2 pints. So almost 1,000, almost a liter. A quart is almost, I don't know, more than a liter, around a liter. All right. He was a whole quart of feelings in a tiny half-pint container. Pint carton. Milk carton, yes. Let's go with that. Quart, a whole quart of feelings? A gallon of feelings? He was a whole... Oh, yeah, quarts of milk. That's right. I remember quarts of milk now. That seems like forever because, once I was actually buying stuff, I don't think I ever bought a quart of milk. I think I always bought, use a gallon jug. I was always buying the plastic gallons, so I never bought a quart. And here it's all liters. It's all liters of everything. All right. A whole quart of feelings. Yeah, a whole quart is okay. All right. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what this is because you don't really use canned whipped cream. Oh, thanks, K5. You don't really use canned whipped cream to decorate a cake. Yeah, we could just, they're, without icing, they were lost. Only cook with milk. Haven't drank. Oh, only cook, yeah, in like 20 years. Yeah. Oh, I know. I used to buy, like when I was a university student, I used to buy 2 gallons at a time and like hold them, like hold the 2 handles together. I was like milk obsessed, and I think I've got like a big hunk of calcium in one of my kidneys because of that. I've been working on a calcium deposit forever. But yeah, I was like that whole, 70s suburban Midwestern milk drinker. But yeah, because always for the morning, and I think it was just I got in the habit of it, like settled my stomach in the morning. But then I would just drink black coffee all day, so I don't know. But that was a weird habit. I even did a little bit of that in the morning, at least, in Japan, and noticed like, oh, the milk is really different here. So I pretty quickly stopped doing that. But now I can't. Now I just get all messed up from milk, just bloated, not like sick. So yeah, I've switched to soy milk and stuff in coffee, just to make it, just to feel less, less all the time. But yeah, so it's probably been about 10 years for me too, Matt. I don't really want to make the first move. Oh, that's nice. Midwestern milk drink. Yes, exactly. Midwestern milk drinking. Yeah. But that is a pretty standard thing. But that used to freak me out still. My brother still ordered like milk in restaurants until pretty late in life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was always surprising. I would never drink. And that's the image too. Is yeah, milk with dinner. I can't. That's a very kid thing, but I can't imagine that now. Like a big, tall glass of milk with a steak or like a pasta or something, and you're drinking milk. Because we didn't, have iced tea, so you're either drinking soda, or you're drinking milk, or you're drinking water. Because there's like not any of that middle ground. Like here, there's a ton of like iced tea or no, tea, blended tea, different kind of options. But they don't drink beverages. That's the crazy thing that took me a long time to get used to. Is a water glass at a table in a restaurant, or even like a kind of a diner type thing. It's a little tiny little glass, like almost nothing in it, instantly needs refilled, like holds one ice cube. And people just don't order beverages with things. So there's only a few Japanese restaurants, and it's mostly what they call the izakaya style restaurants, where it's a bunch of little dishes, and it's all kind of like more Asian diner style. You can get any kind of food, like a little bit of pasta, a little bit of fried chicken, a little bit of, crispy noodles, like just all these little dishes. So they give you big beverages, and but mostly because they're serving alcohol, like big beer and big Chuhai and highball kind of drinks. But for the most part, yeah, there's no beverages with things, so it's weird. And I think that's why whenever they serve a rice dish, like fried rice or some kind of like mostly rice dish, they always give you some kind of like small bowl of like chicken soup, like chicken broth based kind of Asian soup with a couple of like onions and sesame seeds in it. But that's because, like, yeah, I think rice, you can kind of get bogged down after a while with only rice and need to hydrate. But yeah, I'm surprised people just don't drink anything. Like, they'll get that little glass of water. They won't order a beverage with their meal, and that little glass of water is full at the end of the meal. I'm like, how the hell did you do that? Nice. Midwestern milk drinker. That's going to be on my tombstone, K5. If it's cooked or like cheese form, I'm fine, but straight milk. Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've noticed, I think they're not talking about it, and the internet is full of like crazy people talking about it, so you can't get any like real good information. But I think people are developing food allergies later in life because some of the people that I know here say, like, I can't eat chicken anymore, I can't eat pork anymore. It gets really... you get like an allergic reaction, or like a almost like a food poisoning or kind of stomach flu symptom from eating certain foods, and it's usually meat, and so it probably has a lot to do with how it's processed or whatever. There's something in it that you develop allergies to. But that's something they don't really talk about, I guess, because that would embarrass the factory farm industry in the U.S. Nice. So Matt said, ever had one of those friends in the 70s whose parents let him drink anything with dinner? Hated going to those kids' houses. Yeah. A big glass of Orange Crush. Yeah. Oof. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that used to be the... it was almost like Halloween style. Whenever we were planning a sleepover, like it was like late elementary school, we'd save up allowance and have all of this cash, and then we would go to the convenience store the first, like after school, the first day before that night, and just, spend like $2. In the 70s, like $2 bought you a ton of terrible crap. So, probably more than $2. I think I'm exaggerating. $5 probably. But that's an insane bag of like, Twizzlers, a 2-liter of Mountain Dew, and, Jawbreakers and Big League Chew, and like all this like stupid crap. So we would go insane and like Hostess fruit pies and stuff. Just buy like anything you've wanted to eat that your parents like never let you get when, you're with them at a convenience store. So we buy all this stuff, take it back, and just eat it all in one sitting, and just be so sick. So we wouldn't be able to like eat dinner that night or anything. But we did that repeatedly. That was always the like just the thing we did is after school. Did you save up your money? You got it like at least like just under $10. You've got rattling around, and just buy as much junk food as you can, and then make yourself so sick, just like Halloween night when you eat too much candy. So I remember doing that multiple times, and yeah, just because of the maybe it's just the freedom, it's like, so that's the thing, if like parents really yeah, I guess it's just a difficult sense of things, like restricting kids. Like my mother was not allowed to watch much television, right? So every room in our house had a television in it when I was growing up, and it was on all the time. So you got to be careful, like, kind of have a sense of the kind of person they are, and not take something away. If you make something just matter of fact, and they can deal with it and use it in kind of sane proportions, I think that's better than making it a forbidden thing, and then later in life, they have a weird, reaction to things. Because I think I have like a lot of my like never throwing stuff away and having like too many games and too many books and stuff is because a lot of my stuff got thrown away when I was a kid. So yeah, I have that like very visceral reaction. I don't think I'm not like to a hoarder state, but I definitely don't throw things away that I should just pass on. But I think that's because so much stuff just disappeared. That was like terrifying as a kid. Like, where did this go? It's like, oh, I gave it to your cousins, or I threw it out. Like, okay. And there's that's like a single digit age little kid. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. I haven't seen you playing with it. Okay. Yeah, well, we all fuck up our kids in our own special ways. That's the wonderful thing about parenting. New generations invent new horrible psychological damage. Oh, man. All right. Yes, so over-enthusiastic. Let's not make a premature ejaculation joke. They were, yeah, I think something about getting started a little too fast. Somehow lost the order. Or, yeah, do they have a, what's the way that's when something is not, it's like a non-dairy, oh, so Ready Whip is, what's the thing that's not, oh, non-dairy, okay, yeah, oh, they have a vegan Ready Whip, oh, that's right, Ready Whip's the can. What's the one I'm thinking of that came in kind of the tub? I'm sure they don't make it anymore, I'm sure it's carcinogenic, but it was like fake whipped cream, non-dairy, and it was in a tub, and you just kind of scooped that out and dolloped it on stuff. Like they'd always show putting it on like a slice of pumpkin pie or something. Cool Whip, that's right. Ready Whip is the actual whipped cream. Cool Whip. Do they even make Cool Whip anymore? It's cool. Kraft Heinz. Yeah, part of No Bake Pies, No Bake Recipes. Oh, Walmart's still carrying it. Nice. Yeah, but Cool Whip was just in a tub. It wasn't the spray kind. Ugh. Whip topping used for desserts. Oh, that's right. It sold frozen and you defrosted it. That's right. That was weird. So what was it made of? The hydrogenated vegetable oil. Yep. And corn syrup. Jesus. And then some skim milk. Yeah, it was just one of those processed foods that like simulated whipped cream, but was mostly just vegetable oil and corn syrup. Blah. Nice. Oh, America. Cool Whip. Nice. You give you PTSD for when my mom threw away my giant bag of plastic green army man. Oh, no. Oh, that's the worst. Yeah, that kind of stuff. What was up with parents in the 70s where they just thought, well, I guess, they're coming from those, post-war Depression era. Their parents were Depression era kids. So it's just like, you kids and all your plastic trash. And yeah, they didn't have any, their parents were brutal with that stuff and didn't have any attachments to things. I think, because I think early on, my mom moved around a lot. She had two brothers, and I think they moved around a lot. So I think she got like a lot of stuff left behind. I think there are things that just didn't make the crossing when they were moving to different places. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I had that too because my parents were super young. So my dad was like still in medical school, so we were like moving around for internships and stuff. So we, because I remember when I was like 7, I was like, I've lived in 7 houses and I'm only 7. Like, holy shit. A lot of different apartments. Yeah, I remember that number. Yeah, it's crazy. The kind of stuff that sticks with you. But yeah, I think they just, I think the baby boomers just too much duplicated their wartime, era parents in the heavy-handed stuff, like the spankings and stuff. It's so hard to even imagine saying, I mean, I've only had girls, so I think it's coming a lot from that. I can't imagine spanking a girl kid, a daughter. What are they called? A daughter. So, but if I had sons, maybe I'd feel different. Because that was the thing. I was actually a little bit apprehensive about that. Like the first, when my first wife was pregnant, I was like, if it's a boy, I hope I handle it better than my dad did, as far as like temper and just taking out your anger on your kids. Yeah, so I was a little bit worried about that, but I can't imagine like thinking of spanking as a punishment. I guess if you had a bad enough kid, like a kid with enough, was acting out enough. But I just can't imagine rationalizing that. I can just imagine being angry and drunk and swinging on them. No, but it's a weird thing. Now I can't imagine, because I remember my parents trying to, this is what you should do, and this is, discipline, and this work, this is very effective. I was beaten with a belt, so let's keep that going. Yeah, that's very odd. But then again, I think some kids could use the fear of God in them. They wouldn't be talking about the systems that live inside of them. All right. So forgot what they were supposed to be doing. Let's try to write something here. Frogotten? Frogotten. They had all Frogotten. Forgotten. This font makes every word look like it's spelled wrong. I'm sure people with aging parents won't think this is funny. They had all forgotten what they had been trying to do. Just staring blankly. I think this could be the joke for every one of my cartoons, because everything is just staring blankly. They're all there, but nobody. Oh yeah, yeah. Like oh yeah. I think the order. I think that's I like that idea. Like what order you're supposed to do this in, kind of thing. All the lost toys. That's what gives all that crap value. That's why there's so many toy resellers now. There's all these broken-hearted children, hiding in the corpses of adults, the walking corpses of adults, buying that crap and grading that stuff. And yeah, there was some like recommended video that popped up that was just some guy with a crappy, like a comic book store that he had to turn into basically just selling used toys. And so it was like a Pawn Stars, or kind of one of those kind of style things, where he would just record people bringing in stuff and trying to trick him into buying knockoff Chinese garbage or whatever. It was really depressing. I couldn't imagine that being my day. Is just like having people tell me weird stories, like because now you've got so much access. Like you could very easily work directly with a Chinese factory to manufacture a copy of something, and they probably wouldn't even bring it up. I mean, I don't know what the if you find it unscrupulous enough, or maybe they all basically have no care about copyright or anything. But you just basically, oh, here's my prototype, make this, and basically have stuff knocked off, and then you can just try to pass it off at shows and stuff. So I'm sure many people, because they've got access to that, have tried that kind of nonsense. So yeah, it's just brutal. Yeah, I'll just stick with the alz, or the dementia kind of thing. Nice. Oh, K5, that's awesome. Smash your Hot Wheels with a hammer. That was fun. Yeah, we had these plastic cars that, like, every part of it, like the hood and the doors and the trunk and everything, the fenders and everything, came off if you hit it from the right direction. It was like Smash Up Derby or something. And there's a black car and a red car, and yeah, you'd smash them in and just try to get all the pieces to fly off. But I loved that. I played with that endlessly, trying to find just the right angle to have everything go flying off, because they're all just little spring-loaded deals. But yeah, I remember we used to sit in the garage, the cement floor of the garage, with roll caps, those red paper roll caps, and take a hammer, take one whole roll, not, they came like maybe 4 or 5 like stuck together, so just one of the rolls of it, and take a little handheld, like little mini sledgehammer, and just hit it the whole row as hard as you can, and try to make as many go off at the same time. And your ears were ringing. I'm sure that like has something to do with my hearing loss, but yeah, they just whack a whole roll of caps, and then your ears just ring for the next like 30 minutes. Like, yeah, this is fun. Oh wow, yeah, that's right, because Vietnam is where they do all the sports gear, right? Like all the that's where all the athletics and sports companies do their assembly and sewing and stuff. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's so funny, that kind of access people have now. And so what was? Oh, that's right. And so yeah, I really suspect that Temu, that weird Chinese-y company thing, that's getting in trouble because they're like making clothes out of like caustic, toxic materials and stuff, and people are going to the ER with like fabric, like melting their skin and stuff, because they've done that weird thing where they source stuff as cheap as possible, and so here's a dress for $3, and whatever, they try to take full advantage of that Alibaba, whatever that other site is, kind of thing that's going on. So they're getting themselves into trouble because there's no safety standards or anything. But I really suspect that grew out of a frustration with all of those people that were trying to do that, saying, why are we going through Amazon? Why are we letting Amazon take a 40% cut and making us pay to maintain our accounts, our marketplace accounts or whatever, when we could just make a company go direct from these factories to these consumers with cheap garbage that they have no idea what they're even buying. Oh, Wish, that's right, Wish.com. That's the other thing I was thinking of. But yeah, I think that it's just they're trying to make a run around Amazon because Amazon was stupid enough to let them think that was a good business model, is just, connecting, shit pipe to food pipe and directly having Chinese factories ship Amazon orders. People order things on Amazon and directly ship from the source, and you just sit back and rake it in. But yeah, I hope that goes away. I hope China has a big reckoning and kind of gives up a lot of that. Okay, yeah, I think we're going to go with that. I'm not going to struggle over this. I think that captures it. It's not... yeah, it's not crazy poignant. Okay, he's sad looking in a puddle. Oh, let me spell check him too. Nice. Oh, Matt, I didn't get any feedback from you guys, but maybe I felt a silent groan coming from North America, coming from the West Coast of North America. But what's your opinion about using the AI art on Dune? I was so frustrated. I'd spent hours trying to cobble together stuff because I'm kind of using a bunch of different sources that Modiphius has, because they produced a lot of stuff already. So I'm using pieces of different adventures, and but need a lot of NPCs. So it's crazy frustrating. It's like I have nothing. I think it was like 30 some cards from that starter set would have enough to kind of cover things, but it really doesn't. They get a little too specific with things. They should have a little bit more generic looking NPCs, but yeah, people look very specifically their roles. So it was hard there's no flexibility. But yeah, so I forget how I stumbled onto that, but I'm just like, oh, let me put this in here. And like, oh, fuck. Because a lot of the Modiphius art is that digital draw over. Basically, they take a photo and then just kind of do a digital painting over a photo, and then they draw the costume and everything. So, but most of the time to speed things up for the faces. And I was noticing, I was pulling some of those images out of the PDFs. God, this is not even really very good. Like, if I took the time to redo the draw over, it would look so much better. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. And so I was just, I was laboring over stuff that's like, this should be much faster. The frustrating part too is I wanted to, there's not really good, kind of like with John Carter, there's just maybe like a dozen setting images that they have, and they're in like each of their books will have like a double page spread that has a nice setting image, and there's like a dozen of them, and I think we're gonna run into a lot of stuff where, yeah, I want you guys to have the feel of some place, and so it was taking forever to do it. But still, I'm not saving. The frustrating part is, I think, even with AI generation, I'm still not saving that much more time. It's still to get that garbage to do what you want it to do is easier, but about half is still half of the time is lost anyhow, just with the mistakes. But I don't know how I feel about any of that. It's not something I'm gonna share particularly, but I like having that. Yes, just so you guys have a little bit more of effect because that's what it's nice when an NPC comes in or whatever. You have a feeling, for who they are, and they were doing okay with that, at least in the that basic starter box. Like you had nice cards to reveal these characters, but most of those characters are not really going to be usable, I think, for us. So yeah, that was a hard way around it, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I might just figure something out. But there's just no way to plan and, you know, write and put together everything and draw stuff. So I don't know. But yeah, I was getting a weird. Oh, and also the thing that kind of pushed me over the edge, that made me just say "fuck it," is one of my favorite artists of all times, King Velveeta, started playing around with AI art. I'm like, okay, fuck it, that's a fuck it. I'm always resistant, and I'm always very anti-digital tools. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm not gonna try to, you know, swindle anybody using this crap, because it's obvious, you know, it's very, very obvious what it is. But, you know, like I was saying, I thought it worked well for YouTube thumbnails where you could get really disturbing images. So just like, fuck it. No, I was just trying to, I didn't want to use obvious, like, stuff from obvious other games and stuff. I was trying to do original stuff and, like, you know, kind of collaging stuff together, and I was just spending way too much time doing it. But I don't know, that Free League really spoils you. That's the frustrating part, is they really spoil you with how much really great stuff they give you. And I guess because the games are kind of more constrained and smaller, and the Modiphius games are a bit more sprawling. So Dune and John Carter and stuff sprawls. So you need a lot more art assets and a lot more flexibility, and they just don't give you much. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what the best option is. Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's the frustrating point, is the AI stuff is using other people's stuff, you know, in a very shitty way. So it's not. Yeah, I don't have problems doing that. It's just like I can't find good sources for stuff that has any kind of consistency or feel. It's really frustrating. I don't know. I don't know what what the best options are. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll look through some some other sources. Yeah, it's really frustrating, because it would be nice to find a good source, like so I was looking at the concept art, the, you know, Dune movie concept art and stuff, and trying to find stuff that had a similar feel. But yeah, it's frustrating. I don't know what a good option is. Just not enough time to put all of those assets together, so you really would like them to have been things to be presented more complete. But yeah, we'll see. I'll come up with something. It'll probably be just a combination of stuff. All right, so let's get these guys JPEG'd up. All right. Yeah, we're at a really weird. I'm really feeling the. Oh yeah, because that was right. There was this whole series of metal bands, European metal bands, that have been criticized for just doing lazy album covers with AI art, and album covers especially. That's taking away a huge. You know, that's how so many people got known, or so many artists that nobody ever knew about. Like, they used, you know, paintings from like, you know, certain, like, Polish surrealist artists and stuff that never would have been discovered if it wasn't put on an album cover. So using AI art for an album cover, like, completely kills that whole discovery and that whole, like, synergy, or, like, you know, integration between visual arts and music, that you're losing a lot by doing that. I don't know. It's a funny thing. All right, save this one. But it was like some of the stuff that was getting the biggest criticism was just like band member portraits, like, turned into demons, you know, using AI. It's like, really? Is that a double space? Yes, it is. Oh, good. Finally, I had a sense of the spacing being wrong there. All right. Yeah, it's weird. The tone is off. I think what would be cool, like for a role play setting, is if so AI art has this weird feel to it, and it'd be cool if that was part of the setting. This like you don't know what's real and everything is like plastic and disturbing. I think that would be a really cool way to get that across. But yeah, as far as you know, real applications for it, I think it's a very limited. 24, okay, there we go. All right, so let's upload some cartoons. Where is there we go. Yeah, something like that where you didn't know what was Matrix or like Westworld D kind of thing or whatever, or what is it, the Stepford Wives kind of thing. Hans Zimmer is already given a draft of. Oh, wow. Was already given a draft. Yeah. And I heard, or I saw a headline, a frustrating headline that said the studio, says that they're not greenlighting Dune Messiah until they get, till they get the kind of script they want or whatever. So I don't know what the hell that means. Yeah, it's very funny. We're not. I think it's going to be hard because it's going to leave. If they just go through Dune Messiah, it leaves at a really weird point. And I don't know. I think you'd have to go a little bit into Children of Dune. I don't know. Children of Dune gets super wacky, but I think for the third movie, they definitely want Duncan to come back and definitely want Aaliyah to grow up and Aaliyah, and I don't know. Then have the death of Chani and the kids. I don't know. I'm sure he has a sense of like what would make a complete story, but I don't know where would you kind of like, things are going wrong or the whole thing kind of betrayed, because there's going to be this like weird. Well, you've seen it, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. But you've already seen what they did in the second movie. If it ends where the book ends, or if it is going to go a little bit into Dune Messiah already, and then give them a chance to kind of, the downfall is going to kind of come. I don't know. And Dune Messiah is odd because it's the shortest book, right? It's kind of I don't think it was received very well. But I did like that weird tone of all of a sudden there was all these conspirators like really getting serious about, what are we going to do about Paul kind of thing. I like that. So we'll see if what they end up doing. But I trust his choices, and I think he'll make an interesting kind of final thing. But I just worry about the studio interference with no. You can do 6. You can easily do 6 movies, because if this second movie is so financially successful, even more so, or definitely more so than the first, then they're going to see it. Oh, it's not diminishing. It's actually, so let's keep going. Let's keep making movies until they stop making money. Yeah. Yeah. And they flash forward as the oh, she's playing. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it has to be all the tensions, like, because the David Lynch, movie ended with just a pure victory. So I don't think Dune 2 would do that same thing. I don't know though, but kind of set up, and also like, because he's already seeing, he's already, has the prevision of how bad things are going to go. So I don't know what would be interesting if the third movie like jumped ahead a bit. I don't know what. it's I don't envy the people that have to make that decision. And like, okay, this is it. This is our Dune Messiah. It's probably though more manageable to get all of that all of that book in a movie, but is that a satisfying like third movie if there's only going to be three? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because I'm listening to Children. I just started God Emperor of Dune, but I've listened to finished Children of Dune just recently, kind of in the background. And there's a lot of really good stuff in there that I wish they could get to without some of the other stuff. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to make a lot of people unhappy, whatever happens. Yeah, it's funny. Okay, so we are all uploaded. So let's eat some snacks. It's been a while since I had an excuse to buy Japanese snacks at the convenience store. So let's give this a shot. Oh, I'm already moving them around. Where's the scene? All right, I think it's working. Okay, so for this week, so this is a little bit odd. A bunch of stuff suddenly, and it may have just been like a licensing deal or whatever with 7-Eleven, but a bunch of companies and a bunch of stuff was all Tom and Jerry at the end of February, beginning of March. So somebody had a big license. So they had one of those like kind of random draw ticket things where you could get prizes, and it was a lot of. I think they really like most of the toys and stuff that I've seen for Tom and Jerry in Japan have been those forms, those crazy deformation versions of Tom after something happens to him. I guess it happens to both the characters, but mostly Tom. He gets squashed flat, or a mailbox. His head stuck in a mailbox, so his head's shaped like a mailbox. That like aftermath of some gag in the Tom and Jerry cartoons. There's so many of the goods and things are those versions, like flattened, distorted versions of the characters. And so I was surprised that, they're both Fujiya. Okay, so it's both Fujiya. So Fujiya had a bunch of snacks now too I didn't know Country Ma'am was Fujiya. A bunch of Tom and Jerry. Like, I've seen Tom and Jerry everywhere, so I'm like, okay, what are they doing? And they actually did cheese chocolate. So I don't know what this is. Yeah, so this was the one that had me the most scared. So if you can see it, it's cheese, without keying out, cheese chocolate, because Jerry likes cheese. And the other one is strawberry cheesecake cookies. So this Country Ma'am is a kind of a soft style. They do like a soft bake chocolate chip cookie, and they do a vanilla version and a double chocolate version. So this will be a strawberry shortcake version. I'm not sure how that ties in with Tom and Jerry, but they do have the little mouse cousin on the back there, the one in the diaper, eating strawberry shortcake. So perhaps he was eating strawberry shortcake in a cartoon. So I know these will probably be reasonable. So let's start with the brutal reality that is cheese chocolate. So hopefully it's just white chocolate, yellow white chocolate. Let's see. It kind of spills the. It's got stuff in it. Oh, I hope it's not cheese. I hope it's just chocolate. I don't know. So yeah. So Fujiya did Tom and Jerry themed snacks. Yeah, and that's one of the cartoons, because there's very little dialogue in Tom and Jerry. So it's one of the cartoons that I think works really well. You see it playing everywhere. It's one of the foreign cartoons that I think has lasted the longest, because like Bugs Bunny is very dialogue driven. A lot of jokes, a lot of gags are verbal. So it looks like a little wheel of cheese. Oh, smells like cheesecake. Oh, well, maybe. Oh, okay. Maybe the chocolate or chocolate cheese is just kind of a cheesecake thing. Yeah, so it's cheesecake flavored white chocolate with little rice puffs in the middle. Yeah, so it's got some, you can see them on the bottom here. There's little rice, puffed rice things inside, like a crisp bar or whatever. What is it? The Nestle Yeah, Nestle Crunch. Nestle Crunch bars are the rice ones, right? Yeah, I can't really see from the cross section. Yep. So not bad. It's cheesecake flavor, not actually like cheddar cheese. That's good. So it's white chocolate flavored like cheesecake with little rice puffs to make it, give it a little more texture. Yeah, not bad. Well, that's good, because I had no idea what cheese chocolate could be. I was very worried that they would try some combination of the two. Like white chocolate and cheddar. Cheddar white chocolate. Oh. Yeah, so Fuji, and they do, I'm surprised for Japanese stuff, they actually do kind of a little bit too sweet. Their stuff is a little sweeter than Japanese stuff usually is. So that they do like strawberry shortcake and stuff. And it's like overly sugared, like the cake itself, and then the whipped cream or whatever. Everything's got some sugar in it, so it's sweeter. So I guess it's kind of like, more kids palate stuff. All right, and now here are the strawberry cheesecake. So I guess they're both cheesecake, huh? Strawberry cheesecake, chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, these are their standard. Oh, these are actually like mini versions, but they do maybe about twice this big little chocolate chip cookies. But these look like, yeah, little cookies with strawberry chips in them. Yeah, nothing is cheesecake. It's just very light. It's like strawberry chip cookies instead of chocolate. There's no chocolate and there's no cheesiness. Those were very cheesy. Maybe it's just because those were so cheesy. But there's no cheesecake. It's just strawberry chips in a little cookie. But these are really good. But so small. I mean, really tiny. Yeah, so maybe... I'm not quite sure the theming. Oh, wow. Is Tom and Jerry's Warner Brothers? I guess, yeah, MGM is gone, right? Yeah, so... That's right, because that whole Discovery, HBO, whatever it was, monster, yeah, swallowed everything up. So they're the ones that are not, yeah, not getting stuff released. Well, at least Disney didn't buy Tom and Jerry. That'd be so depressing. Yeah, these are really good. Their chocolate chip cookies are nice too, because they're soft. They're not like a real gooey, but they're a softer chocolate chip cookie. Usually, when they're trying to emulate American chocolate chip cookies, they're rock hard. They're really, really crunchy. So maybe a lot of butter or something makes them very crunchy. Yeah, but that's strawberry. Not really cheesecake, but the strawberry chip cookies are really good. Wow. Yeah. Oh, let me just check what's going on here. Wow. Yeah, those aren't bad at all. Kane's back. Dune Furious 10. That's what we need. We need more racing. We need more street racing in Dune. Thanks, Kane. Mostly avoiding the Spacing Guild. Yeah, that's true. So no way to avoid that in 3, because there's a major character. Yeah, I wonder what... because there's still going to have to be some stuff that doesn't make it in. And there was even, the actors already complaining about he didn't make the final cut of Dune 2, the Fenning guy, the guy playing... what's his face? But, yeah, that got cut, and it's not going back in. So we'll see. Yeah. But, yeah, you guys are lucky. You get 2 weeks early, so I've still got another week before I can see... Dune. Yeah, it doesn't come out until next Friday after next. Yeah, Count. Yeah, that Count Fenning guy. Yeah, and they all become, like, later, they all become much more important. because they go back to Caladan. And then that's the failed. Is it him or his kid? Somebody is the first failed, or his father, the first failed Kwisatz Haderach, the chosen one. Oh yeah, right. He's just jealous. Okay. Yeah, so I don't have any immediate stuff to do. All right. Well, enough of me. Well, so yeah, these are both kind of just a quick, weird collaboration. But for some reason, Japan is all about Tom and Jerry. This late winter, early spring, for whatever reason. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely frustrated. I'm feeling that, the same way with John Carter. There just wasn't enough source stuff to use to give the players like a good sense of stuff. But the AI generation doesn't do that well at all. Like you can't get it to do anything atmospheric, because it's just doing keywords. So basically, it's just a character art tool, and it's not even very good at that, but it's just like, describing a style and a type of person, and it makes that, it doesn't do anything else particularly well. So that's why I got caught up using it for character art, because I could use as a seed image, I could use some of the modifius like head positions and stuff to get a little bit more consistency through the pose of the characters. But yeah, it's got a really weird. I don't know. I don't really see what they're going to be doing with that in the future. But I kind of see or felt when I was like messing around with that. I really felt where things are headed as far as what they're going to do with this kind of infinitely replaceable stuff, because the generating, like automatically generating art assets and then being able to animate them and things, I think we're going to get to this weird point where it's like, TV animation or whatever in the 80s, where basically you create this template, a template of what you want a show to be, and here's the lead actress, here's the lead actor, here's the story. And what's going to happen with this kind of dynamic or automatic generation is then you're going to be able to say, you're going to do this weird, like, customizable thing where it's like, well, who would you like to have star in this movie? So we have the story, we have the dialogue, we have, we can generate whatever kind of music taste you like. And they're going to be able to customize these weird experiences. So they're not even really going to be movies anymore. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be like this weird storytelling for people that just want to see exactly what they want to see. So the same way that they keep just, remaking, like doing an A-Team movie or remaking a Quantum Leap or whatever, like just farming these old ideas. It's not it is because they don't have any good new ideas, but I think even more so, it's trying to figure out how to create this weird kind of customized experience for people. So no one's going to be sharing in this. They're not all going to go to see Dune 2 and talk about, what they thought of it and not participate in that ritual. They're going to have these like weirdly customizable, almost like, I don't know what the idea would be, but like, if you basically had a placeholder actors that you could then map whatever actor, whatever voice, whatever music you wanted on top of them, and have that whole situation have its own it could be dynamically lit and easily generated. So you just told somebody what movie you wanted to see or who you wanted to see in this movie, and they could hand it off to you. So you could just go back and farm, like all the grandchildren of everybody that's been in movies for the past 50 years will definitely sell the rights of their dead relatives to make big money. And we're just going to see these weird, like a little bit wrong, disturbing things where it's like, I guess that's kind of a movie with Eddie Murphy and Jean-Claude Van Damme. I think that's what I just saw. Yeah, I don't know, but I really think that trying to get that weird custom experience that someone is so addicted to, just like if they could take images from your dreams and play them back to you, that they would do that. They would make you pay them to do that. And so I think that all of this, like being able to generate stuff from stuff that already exists, is going to become this weird new form of entertainment. And just the way, like, 30 years ago, we couldn't imagine watching people play video games on a live stream. I don't think we could imagine the kind of weird, it's just kind of making stuff out of garbage, but that's going to become, a kind of like premium entertainment, because it's going to be an experience that only a certain level of technological, expertise, or, a certain level of technology can deliver. I don't know. I felt really weird about that. Like, yeah, things are headed in a really weird place. So it's not like, it will in the short term. I think lazy companies will replace artists and musicians and people with just, random stuff they can puke out. If that streaming service thing doesn't collapse, if that collapses, then there's no reason to just puke stuff out endlessly like they're doing now. But I'm really curious, once they get over that point and they are trying to, like, I just want to give you this custom experience. We're going to give you this TV show every week, and it's going to be exactly what you want to see, and exactly the type of thing you'd want to see. So they really want to give you this individualized experience, and I think that's where they want things to go. Because I think you're more, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I think it seems like you would be more able, more manipulatable, whatever the word is, more easily manipulated. If they had something that you wanted, they could just kind of dangle it in front of you. Although there is a lot to be said for like the kind of the peer pressure and the group experience. Oh, you haven't seen it yet? You got to go see it. That definitely sells tickets as well. Yeah. No, I think the people that try to do that first, it's going to be horrific. It's going to be like nightmare fuel. That kind of thing is going to be really weird, because already the video AI generation from text prompts is just horrifying. It's just like, it just looks like, oil and, like an image being manipulated like it was paint in water, and it just kind of like is horrifying looking. Yeah, it's definitely going to be, that's off for a while, but it seems like that's the direction, to just bypass everything that doesn't sell tickets. Like give somebody exactly what they want, and as long as you create. Well, and the reason that I was thinking that is because I was trying to, when I was using the AI app, it's very frustrating. I can feel the programmers thinking in how that works. And, for most software, you have to think like the person that wrote it to be able to use it very effectively. So that's why most of it is so unusable and frustrating for, certain types of people. And I could really feel that they thought somebody painted a guy, sitting on a chair in the sun with a beard once. And that's all we need, because now we can just take that, and anytime you would need any piece of that or any kind of iteration of that, any version of that, we can label each of these parts and pull it out and call it up through this AI art generation. But it just doesn't work that well, because the images aren't indexed well enough, and it doesn't have any understanding. Like you're using like natural language prompts, and it doesn't find or understand or connect. Most of it is completely useless. So you actually have a really weird limited vocabulary of what it understands. And but it's kind of this fake idea of you're giving it complete sentences and it's making that image. It's not even close. It sees red and it sees man, and you get a red man, and everything else that you said is, everything else that you wrote is meaningless. So because I think it's like that's how they have those, how all of the their data set is tagged or able to be called upon is in a really simplistic, weird way. So you have to get into that mindset and figure out how they are kind of cataloging these sorts of things. And it's really, yeah, it was really depressing. So I was thinking, yes, that's the programmer's thinking. So why not you make a movie once and then, you know, you make a movie with stand-in everything and just make it, you know, not procedural, but you just make it so that everything can be changed to anything else, you know. And so you just, here's the movie, and then we just wrap it in whatever you want to give you enough of the experience. I think that's the thinking, and I think that's like the logical extension of where a lot of this stupid, and hopefully it'll just collapse, and hopefully it'll prove to be not economically viable, because there's no creativity in it. It's just recycled garbage. I mean, it's like, yeah, I wonder if there's steps you could already take, like once it gets to a certain point where you could just swap, you know, start swapping people out, or at least replace, you know, because already you can replace people's faces pretty easily, like the way you map onto a face and do the deep fake kind of stuff. So you could change in a TV show or a scene in a movie, you can change anybody's appearance. And there's enough, and you can simulate their voice enough if there's enough sample, if there's enough, you know, data of their voice. But I really think that weird thinking, like they've already handed over the economics and the accounting and everything to computer programmers, basically. So I think that's where they really want to head with entertainment. So you can take the creativity, because everything, you know, the idea that every story has already been told, every, you know, idea is already, so why don't then we just generate, you know, software that goes and mines that for you and can recombine it. Like that'll be the dangerous part, is when it can recombine it in an interesting way and not just in a dumb way, you know, just a blind way, when it can somehow some sort of interconnected criteria, like, you know, make theme and things work in an interesting way. That'll be disturbing. But yeah, I really felt that. I really felt, oh, this is definitely what they're trying to do. It's like there's enough already. We got enough of this stuff, so now we can just regurgitate it back at you in this like really dead way. Yeah, it's really funny. And it's strange when you can see, like, exactly, there was something somebody was showing on YouTube, and it was a race swapped. It was all like the hip hop artists race swapped. I think making a joke about the Google's kind of mysterious historical figures with the, you know, that were racially very confusing. But somebody did that, and you could tell that the software was just pulling from photos of celebrities, because you could see like, oh, that's his eyes and that guy's nose and whatever. So just kind of yeah, very simplistic. But that's weird when you can see even in the stuff that's a little bit more abstract, where you could see, oh, that was definitely, you know, this actor was used as the model for this book cover, which went into the data set, and it was just recalled into this thing because they put this guy's eyes right on that model. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. There's definitely some kind of use for it. And we'll just have to see, because once it gets in the hands of actually creative people, we'll see what people, you know, come up with as far as, like, you know, kind of creative expression or personal expression with it. But right now, it's such a dead thing. The thing it reminds me of the most is those 3D art programs that kind of came out in the late 90s, that when people wanted to do something in 3D or do some 3D animation, but they had no ability to model and skin and light and, you know, rig all of the, you know, do everything that was involved in making 3D animation, they gave you these pre-built models. So basically it's the level of, you know, if you're working on a 3D movie, it's the level of simply the animator. You're just the animator because you've got a model that you can replace, you know, clothing and hair and set, you know, change different parameters on it. And then animate it, or just do a still rendering of it. So like Poser, and I think now it's like Daz 3D or something. The company, I don't know if Poser even exists anymore, but so many people when that first happened, were rendering 3D stuff out from this program and doing it convincingly enough or cleaning it up in Photoshop enough that they were putting it in portfolios as CG artwork, and fooled a couple of like game companies and stuff into hiring them, and then said, wait, you don't know how to build 3D models. What's this? And they're like, oh yeah, that was already made for me. So it was a, pre-made kind of thing. And so that's, and so the people's motivation to do that, because you could make the model do anything. So I'm sure, it was a lot of illegal images made from that that kind of thing. But it reminds me of that same thing that grew around the novice 3D hobby stuff, because there were companies that built and also, artists that built a lot of 3D artists that built a lot of assets, like, props and stuff for that kind of software, because you could make money from it. Because you could sell it, they let you monetize stuff that you built for that software. So yeah, and I think that's still around, kind of like, very weekly. You see that kind of like, what the hell kind of anime or what kind of 3D is that? But the newness of the AI generated art is reminding me a lot of that. Is people just want to, and I want to see Scarlett Johansson, the barbarian or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. All right, enough of this, enough of that. I gotta get ready. I gotta get some stuff ready for tomorrow. But thanks so much. It was great to see you, K5. Hang in there. Great to see you in the chat, and Matt as well. Very good. Yeah, I'm stuck. Just kind of frustrated with how much time I was wasting prepping stuff that, visual stuff that's like, I don't even know if this is gonna work. But yeah, there's a that's frustrating. That's the big Modifius games, I think, are always going to have that problem. But I'll figure something out and get enough going on. But yeah, everybody take care. And yeah, see you tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow the weekly. As far as I know, I haven't heard from Chris yet, schedule-wise, but I think we might be okay for tomorrow. But anyways, oh, and the sponsor liked the ad, so get ready for me reading more ads on the weekly. So sorry about that if that is miserable, but they do get cut out for Patreon, and any version that you can access through membership or whatever, it's all cut out. So everybody take care, and see you as soon as possible. So yeah, I'll probably be back next week. I think things are calming down, and my daughter will be on spring break soon, and we're not traveling or anything. So abusecartoons.com is the website, and then gocomics.com/domestic abuse for the cartoon archive. Wow, 45 years. I already feel like I haven't been doing it long enough. So I will see everybody again soon. So take care and goodbye.